All right, 5 common reasons why some sellers overprice their home. So welcome back to my channel, Dream Home in Arizona. I'm sure you just got done watching my last video about 3 reasons why your home didn't sell on the market. So this is kind of a segue to that frequently asked questions. So we get it. Your home is great. It's one of a kind. It's unique. You absolutely love your home. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but pricing a home over the market value to see if you can get that price is a really bad strategy. And here's why. So take a look at this graph I'm going to pop up here. Overpriced and the number of buyers that come in. If you're 10% overpriced, you might be getting about only 2% of the buyers that are on the market. 5% overpriced, you might be getting about 30% of the buyers of that market. Now, I'm not saying all the buyers on the market. I'm saying buyers that are specifically looking within your price range. So let's say you say, I want to list it for $329.9, although the market says $300, even $310. So you're listing at $329.9. If the cutoff is $330, those people aren't going to see it. The people that will see it are the people that are up to $330, but your home is listed at $329.9. If it's worth $310 or $300, they're looking at property that are more closely up to $330. Is your home comparable to those homes that are listed for $330? Probably not, if you're really being honest. So let's look at that graph again, and you'll see. So below that line, you're going to get into the green. This is the sweet spot. This is the fair market value. You're actually going to have more buyers looking at your home if it is listed correctly. More buyers means more competition. You could sell your home more than what it's being listed for if you have enough competition for your home. If you overprice it, the higher the price, the less competition. You might only get one offer. It's probably going to be a lowball offer, especially in this market if it's overpriced. So it's extremely important to price your home correctly right off the bat, out the gate, get it done. Not to mention, the longer it's on the market, your days on market, the worse it's going to be for you. The longer it's on the market, the less your home will be seen, the less competition it has, the less buyers come in and look at it. So the pricing is number one priority when selling your home. So let's get into why some sellers overprice the home. Honestly, they think they have the golden touch when it comes to decorating. And sometimes they do. You might walk into a home and think, wow, this place looks like it belongs in a magazine. Does it make the house worth more because it's decorated nicely? Seeing how they're taking all their furniture with them, probably not. But it will show better, which is definitely a bonus. You're going to attract more people, which is great. But is it going to make your home worth more? Not really. I've seen so many beautiful homes over the last 20 some odd years. But sometimes the color of the walls match the furniture that's in the house. Once the furniture is removed, the paint's not that great. I remember one that I had, it was on the northeast side, and the paint was hideous, like hideous. It looked like baby puke. I'm not even kidding. But if you saw the home with the furnishings in it, it was beautiful. It was a nice kind of golden color, even has some metallics mixed in with it. But once you remove the furniture and the window treatments, it was gross. So remember, when you're selling, neutral is better. Try to make it as neutral as possible. That's the best tip. And one reason why people overprice their home, because they think it's worth more because it's well painted. Well, painting is nice. It doesn't necessarily mean it's worth more. So number 2 on why some people overprice their home when they're getting put on the market. They're a little bit nitpicky about the comps. And what I mean by that is they see the comp and they're like, there's one down the street that's extremely close to the square footage It has a lot of the same features and amenities of your home that has, but you're a little bit nitpicky. Like we have a balcony out our master bedroom, and ours is at least 2 feet wider than this one down here. Those little differences definitely make the difference when it comes to your enjoyment of the home, but it's not going to necessarily mean your home is worth more. You need to see it on the grand scale of what is going to increase the value of your home. A few feet here and there, a few nice features here and there will increase the sellability of your home, which means you might have more people look at it, because especially if you have your professional photographer that comes in and takes pictures, they're going to spotlight these differences. So you'll have more people that want to come in and see your home, but it's not necessarily going to make it worth more, especially not worth $5,000 or $10,000 more. So know the value of the upgrade. If it doesn't have monetary value, at least it had emotional value. You're emotional. You loved it. That's what made that upgrade worth it. But don't get caught up on you loved it so much that means it's worth tens of thousands of dollars. It's probably not. So number 3, you're too focused on your ROI, or return on investment. A house is an investment, and everyone wants a great return on that investment. Couple that with an emotional attachment, and you're prime to be marking your value up on price. Doesn't mean your home is actually worth that price, though. Sometimes the truth hurts a little bit, but let me explain. Some sellers think that their home is worth on the market what they need it to be worth on the market, or what they want to get out of the house. Sometimes it's not necessarily going to be the fact. I actually have had some situations where that's happened, where the seller was like, but I need this much money so I can buy my next house. I've already picked out my next house in North Carolina or whatever. They're moving. I want to buy that house, so I need this much on this house. The buyer that's coming in to buy your home, and I hate to say this, doesn't care what you need to buy the next house. So you have to keep that in mind when you're selling. The market value of your home is not determined by how much you need to get out of it to buy the next one. The market value is determined by what the buyer is willing to pay for that house. Just like you, when the house that you're going to be buying when you move, if the seller of that house needs a certain amount, you're not going to pay more for it just because the seller needs it, right? That I hope not. So you just have to realize that when you put your home on the market, the more days that go past, the least likely it is to sell. So there's some tricks in there that you need to definitely look at. So take a look really quick at this graph, and it'll show you the longer that you're on the market, the more your value kind of clips away. So it's important, of course, right back to it, to price it right the first day on. The first day on is the most important. Within the first couple of days, your home is hot on the market. After that, everyone that's looking within that price range has already seen it. We're up to number 4. Some people think they have to haggle. I hear it all the time. But I want to leave some wiggle room. You don't have to haggle the price. You can be very firm, especially in the very beginning. If we sit down and we decide these are the comps, this is what your home is worth. We've done the adjustments. We've even seen some of the comps, and we're very confident on what your home is worth on today's market. You don't have to wiggle. There doesn't need to be wiggle room. If someone comes $5,000 below, you have an option. 3, actually. You can decline it completely. You can counter it back to your asking price, or you can accept it. You don't have to haggle. There doesn't need to be wiggle room. So let's say we both decide the home is worth $300,000. Don't put it on the market for $310,000 for wiggle room. we've already talked about that. Now you're up above and you're getting less buyers. There's less competition. There's a whole bunch of stuff and a whole lot of problems. So you don't need that wiggle room. You don't need to see what's going to happen, because what's going to happen is your home is going to still be on the market or expire off the market. All right. So this one is a little bit less common, and it kind of has more to do with someone that bought the home brand new and then it's time to sell it. And I've seen it on a couple of occasions. And unfortunately, what new construction agents don't tell you is the price of the lot is determined by how the size, but it doesn't necessarily calculate out to you when you go to sell it. Let me give you an example. Let's say you've walked into a new home construction. You love the house. You love the price. Everything's perfect. It's a great neighborhood. You love the school district. You want a great big lot, so you pay that extra premium. You have a gorgeous mountain view out of your back in the kitchen, and everything's just perfect. You go to sell. The lot that you chose is about the same size. It's in a prime area. It's in a prime location, so you can see the mountains. But looking at the comps down the road, the size is just as big as the one that's down the street. So that's about the same. So you're looking at it and you're like, wait a minute, I paid a premium for this lot. I should get more than this guy. And it might get a little bit more, but it's not going to get as much as you bought for it. You see, especially if you didn't do anything to it. I've seen it over and over and over again, where someone says, but I paid the premium. I got the bigger lot or the nicer lot, or it's the premium lot. I paid another $20,000 for this lot. That doesn't mean the home is going to be worth an extra $20,000. It means you enjoyed it for $20,000, unfortunately. So if you do absolutely nothing to it, which I've seen quite a bit, is they say I paid extra for the lot, but they haven't done any landscaping. There's nothing to it. It's just dirt. That's not going to hold the value when you sell the house. So a lot of misconceptions when someone is selling a house, especially if they bought it brand new and they paid that extra premium for the nicer lot, they think that's going to compute directly into the sale. Like, I paid an extra $10,000 for this lot, and you're telling me everything sold for $300, easy. So mine should be listed at $315, right? It's nicer. It's on a nicer area. But if you haven't done anything to the lot, doesn't mean that your house is actually worth more. So keeping that in mind, give me a call. Let's go over the pricing strategy. Let's go over a marketing plan. If your home was on the market and it expired, let's get it sold this time. I know we can do it because I've done it many, many times before. So give me a call. Let's go over the marketing plan, schedule the professional photography. Let's get it out digitally. I'm sure you saw my last video. I talked about all this stuff. So, if you're ready to go, let's do it. But thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, or if you have a question that you would like answered on my frequently asked questions segment, put it in the message or even text me, however you want to get it to me, and I'll answer it right here on a video. Hope you guys have a great day.